Five, four, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of G&G Podcast. My name is Gato,
My name is Gabe.
and today we are a week late. Oh wait, no, we're not.
Way to go, Gato.
Scratch that. We're not late. Last week was late.
Oh my goodness.
um, yeah, it's what happens when you're an adult. You forget things. Your memory just doesn't work the same way it used to. Although to be fair, I don't feel like my memory ever worked the way it was supposed to. So I got that going for me.
No,
I'm consistent.
my memory is going bad too. I'm forgetting like literally things I tell Brittany 10 seconds
Yeah,
later.
yeah,
It's so bad.
yeah. I've been. This is embarrassing, but um, so so Amber and I have been talking about getting in shape, like actually like getting in shape, not just by working out, but like by eating the right amounts of
Oh
food.
wow.
Yeah.
The
So
full
we
shebang.
So we got ourselves on MyFitnessPal,
Nice.
and we're logging everything. And like we just started like on Monday, but we're logging everything we're eating. We're planning our meals. We're not overeating, so we're making sure that we stay consistent to what we're supposed to do, right? So my personal goal is to lose ultimately 15 pounds, but the goal right now is to lose 10. Uh, and so because I mean I've been eating a little too much lately, and I don't move as much anymore. I keep getting injured, and I am not able to work out as hard, or I'm rushing because of work, and so I like my workouts become like 20 minutes rather than the full hour and a half that I used to do before. Anyway, my point is, um, before, like a long time ago, her and I had talked about our calorie intake and how to lose a pound a week. And she told me, hey, there's this article, this research that says that if you want to lose a pound a week, you should be on a 500 calorie deficit every day. So it should be about 3,500 calories per week. And so I was like, so I kind of knew this already. Like I knew that you need to be on a calorie deficit. Um, and I had done my own like I looked it up for myself as well, and I knew that it was about 500 calories. So I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm like, that's awesome. We should totally try and do that. Anyway, that was like maybe 3 weeks ago or so. Yesterday, I started watching Will Smith's video on YouTube, or like documentary on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
where his goal is to lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks. And in the first episode, they talk about, well, like in the first week, Will Smith gains a pound, and so he's all like discouraged and stuff like that. And his trainer's like I was expecting good results, like we worked out so hard, and he's like, but doing the math, like if he wants to lose a pound a week, he needs to be on this deficit. And I was like, oh yeah, like you're right, like this is what we were supposed to do. And so in my head, I remembered that little factoid. And so I texted Amber and I was like, hey, by the way, we should be on a 500 calorie deficit if we want to lose a pound a week. And she's like, I literally told you that like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, you're right. You did. And I did not remember until after she told me. And I was like, now I remember the conversation we had. But yeah, my memory sucks.
It's weird because I get an autopilot too. Like she was telling me about so we have like this Van Gogh exhibit, I think downtown.
Yeah.
And she told me about it and I was like, oh no, don't want to go. And so a couple weeks later, or I think yeah, a couple weeks later, I saw it on my phone. I was like, oh, we should go to this. And she's like, I literally just told you about it, and you said no. And I was like, what? I don't remember. Oh man,
That's really funny. It's funny. Amber told me that she wants to go to that like yesterday too.
double?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We want to, because I think Yeah, we should figure out when to go because
Yeah.
I think my next day off is um Tuesday, but I think they're closed on Tuesday. Although, big news,
Hmm.
big news.
Pregnant.
No, not for a couple of years at least. But no, I'm officially a part-timer at Costco.
Oh, that is
Mhm.
big news.
Mhm.
Holy smokes.
It's funny because like I feel like most people are like the big news is that they went full time.
Right?
But for me, it's like I can go part time. Like I'm,
The YouTube gig is doing really
yeah,
well, huh?
wedding videography
A
actually.
wedding, that's right. That's right.
That is what's actually making up for the time or the money that I'm missing from my full time or previously full time job. Um, excuse me. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to start growing enough that I can,
Sounded like
you
heartburn
know,
there.
eventually
Your
drop.
500 calorie deficit is causing heartburn now.
Right? Um, yeah, but like the thing is like editing the wedding videos won't take more than the 14 hours a week that I'll be missing on. So I should have extra time in my life. Should be good. So
That's
that being
really what you
said,
need with
I'll,
editing
I'll
stuff.
yeah, I'll be getting off work earlier. I should be able to adjust my schedule a little bit better. And yeah, I should be able to have more, like free time to do things.
Good. More
So,
podcast dedication, right?
yeah. Well, we want to bring you, this is what it's all about. We just want to bring you the best experience when you come and watch our podcast.
Or
Not just
listen.
this, huh?
Or
Or
listen.
what? Or
Or
yeah, I'll
listen.
listen. Yeah, for you to view or listen. Um, so yeah, that's what's new over here. What's
Good.
going on with you? What's new with you?
Let's see. Nothing much. Same old, same old. Stressing about work. We'll be out of town actually this weekend, so
Oh yeah, where are you
we'll
going?
have to Vegas
Ooh.
part 2 honeymoon. Just kidding. No.
Oh.
Her family's coming down, so we're taking them to Vegas.
All right on. It's a good place to go, I guess, to bring your family.
Yeah, baby, we're kind of worried about that one. I'm not sure how he's gonna handle that.
It'll be fine.
I know.
It's okay.
It's
It's all
weird,
good.
like I stress about it, and then sometimes I'm like, man, I really don't need to stress about it that much. There's a lot of parents out there that don't do as much or don't stress as much, and then their kids turn out fine. So it's like, okay.
I turned out fine.
You went to Vegas a lot?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went to Vegas a lot when I was young, like a kid, like a little, 3, 4, 5 year old.
yeah.
And I went a lot from when I was like 16 to 20. I think we went like once or twice a year for whatever reason. And then I turned 21 and I stopped going. Like I never went when I was actually legal to do things there.
Hmm.
It's kind of funny
Interesting.
how that worked out. But yeah. So, anything else that's new in your life? Didn't you just
Yes. There's a reason why I'm wearing a red shirt today.
oh, this is on purpose.
Yes.
All right.
Squid Game. Just finished it last night.
Oh, barely last night.
Yeah. We
So how
we
long
huh?
how long did it take you to watch the whole season?
I think we watched it throughout the whole week.
So
Or
just one
last week,
one
2
week?
weeks. Well, we
Two
binged like
weeks.
3 episodes last night, and then it was like 2 a day.
Yeah, I think we were watching 2 a day because we watched it in 1 week.
I didn't expect
That's
it to be that good,
really.
right? Because
So what? Okay. So congratulations on finishing the season. You're only about a month and a half late, but that's okay.
yeah,
Uh,
makes for
um,
great content, right? being a month
Uh,
late.
yeah, yeah, because then everybody's caught up. So then, therefore, we don't have to say spoiler
Oh
alert.
yes, spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Can't say that. Spoiler alert. Um, spoiler alert. Anyway, so I'm sure most of you have seen the show by now, and if you haven't, I
Please watch it.
suggest maybe skip. Yeah, if you're watching or listening and you haven't seen it and want to, I would probably skip this episode. If you haven't seen it and are not interested in it, then feel free to join us in this conversation about a show that you're probably gonna want to watch after this podcast.
Yes.
Um, okay, so my question is,
Yeah.
before you started watching it, what did you think it was? What did you expect? What was your exposure to the show?
So here's the thing. When I first, you know how Netflix does like the preview, right?
Yeah.
When we turned on Netflix, we saw that preview. We watched the preview, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like you ever heard of the movie Battle Royale?
No, but I know what Battle Royale is, so
It's
I
Battle
assume.
Royale before Battle Royale became a thing. So there's this
Okay.
Japanese movie. It's
All
pretty much
right.
like Hunger Games, but
Okay.
better. But anyway, um,
Oh.
a bunch of people on an island, and there's different sections of the island that they have to avoid, but at the same time, they
Mm-hmm.
all have to kill each other. Last man standing kind of wins, right? It's a really
Oh.
good movie. You
Okay.
should probably watch that.
All right.
It's the
I'll add it.
OG Hunger Games.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna write it down because I do want to not forget about it. A little
Um,
crusty pen here. And
I
what's
think
it
you and
called?
I, Battle Royale
Battle
or BR. I think I've seen that
Royale.
Baskin Robbins. But anyway, so back
Okay.
to the subject. Netflix
Yes.
showed the
Netflix.
trailer. A bunch of people
Mm-hmm.
talking about how they are trapped. So I was thinking, oh, it's probably just another battle royale type movie. So I knew what I kind of knew what we're getting into.
Okay.
And it was a Korean film, so I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be good. But for some
Yeah.
reason, when I saw that trailer, I was just like, all right, we'll watch that another time. I didn't know it was
Mm-hmm.
gonna get as popular as it did.
So, that was your first exposure to
Yep.
the show was the trailer on Netflix.
Yep. That and your Halloween party.
Oh,
So Gato, right?
yeah,
He hosted this Halloween party
that's right.
where they had Squid Games, and they had really good
Mhm.
costumes. They had some really good Squid Game costumes.
Bruh, it was homemade.
I
Uh,
could not tell.
I'm gonna make a note here because I wanna, for those that are like watching us, I want you to see a picture of this. So,
Yes,
I'm
me
gonna make
too.
a little note here to remind myself to edit in a picture. We normally don't tell you, the viewers, what we're doing behind the scenes, but whatever.
Those of you listening, just imagine the Squid Game costume. That's pretty much what they look like.
Okay.
And it was
All
Amber
right.
and Gato. They did a really good job of it.
Yeah. So can I tell the story real quick,
Sure,
and
sure.
then
Yeah.
we'll go back to your show. So we watched Squid Games at the beginning of October, and it's funny. We were doing a podcast, and Amber was done with chores and work and stuff like that, right? So she knows that when we do the podcast, like I usually stay up late on the computer just working on edits and whatnot. So
Yeah.
she usually will watch like um the Twilight Zone or what's the other show that she likes to watch? Hmm. Seinfeld on Hulu, stuff like that. But anyway, this one I finish early and I'm like, okay, I'm done for the day. I go into the room and she's in the middle of Squid Games. And the scene that I saw when I walked in was the first game. And
Okay.
I was like, I know this. I saw this on TikTok. So I hadn't seen the trailer on Netflix. I had just seen the TikTok thing,
Okay.
which is the trailer basically, sort of. Um, so she's like, "Yeah, you've heard of this? Like, you want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So we watched it in a week, and we knew by this time, like even before, we knew that we wanted to host a Halloween party because I love Halloween, and so does she. And so after we had watched the show, we decided that we needed to start planning the party. And so we're writing how many people we're gonna invite, what kind of food we're gonna have. The original plan was just to have, spooky Halloween decorations, spooky Halloween like snacks and stuff like that. We wanted to play like basically get to know you games because we're gonna, for the first time ever, we're gonna mix a bunch of different groups of friends and have them all under one roof. So that was kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we wanted to do like get to know you games, and then we're like, yeah, probably we can watch a scary movie at the end of the night. So we're planning this party, and then I was like, hey, we're gonna play games. I'm like, how do you feel? Well, like, what if we did the games like Squid Games? And our mind just went, yes. So we planned out the party. We had seen that they were filming, not filming. We saw that they were selling costumes on Instagram, on
Oh
TikTok,
my gosh.
on Reddit, like just about every social platform. We saw like get your costumes now. So
I can imagine how much it was.
actually, they were not bad.
Really?
So we did procrastinate a little bit with the costumes, and we didn't order them until I think it was like 2.5 weeks before the party, which is still relatively like early.
Okay.
We found them for, I think they were like $40 each, and this one website where we ordered them from, they had the standard shipping, or you could pay an additional $30 for a 5 to 7 day shipping, and we're like, yeah, let's do that because we need them, right? And so we ordered them, and they didn't come. And then we're like, hey, did we ever get a?
Scammed?
We're like, yeah. I mean, like that was what we were thinking. And we're like, did you get a confirmation number? And I was like, no. And so I look at the email, and it's literally like a PayPal receipt, just saying like, hey, thanks for your purchase. You spent this much, and you used PayPal for it. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, no way. And I tried going into the website, and it said that it wasn't found, and I was like, oh no way.
Oh,
There's no way we
shoot.
got scammed. Uh, I found the website. The costumes were just sold out. So when I tried to click the link to the costumes, it just said not found. So the website was there, but the email, everything was so sketch about it, and I was like, man, like I really hope we didn't get scammed. Amber sent an email to the place saying like, hey, we ordered this on this day. It was this much with this card. Like, what? Where's
Where's our
our costumes?
costumes? Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, I got the confirmation saying, hey, this is your confirmation order. Here's your DAHL like tracking number. Your costumes will arrive November 1st.
Oh no.
And I was like, we literally paid extra to get him shipped in 7 days, and that was like 2.5. That was more. That was 3 weeks later, and so I was like, well, that sucks. And so the party was about to happen, and we're like, we need to figure out what to do because that our whole plan was we're gonna surprise everybody with the Squid Games, and our costumes are like the guards, you know. And so I think we spent a total of maybe 5 hours over like 3 days just looking for hoodies, sweatpants, pants, shirts, uh, any type of helmet that we could paint over. We like hours just looking and looking and looking. And finally we found like the sweatpants with the hoodies at Walmart. They were not
Perfect.
pink, they were red, but it was
Nice.
close enough. Like
Oh, they looked red. But they said
yeah, right.
pink?
Well, they're
The
pink.
description said
Like
pink?
no. Like the the suits in the show are like a very strong pink. They're not red.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we were looking for pink, and we found some light pink. Anyway, we found the red suits, and they're like, okay, now we just got to get the mask. And then we looked everywhere for a mask, and I was like, you know what? Like maybe we can make them. We went to Home Depot looking for anything that could resemble, the mask. We were thinking of like fencing people's
Yep.
masks and stuff
Yep.
like that, but they're like hella expensive. So I'm like, I'm not gonna spend that much on a mask. Um, or helmet or whatever. Finally, we went to Home Depot. I found an old friend there that I used to work with, and we explained the situation. We're like, hey, this is what we're looking for, something that we can mold into like a circular thing. And he's like, I think I got something for you. And he gets this like metal sheet with like all these holes and it's like bendable. And so
Oh, it
he's
was
like, I think
metal?
this, yeah, it's metal
Oh, geez. Okay.
or iron or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I think I can bend this. I'm like, it's worth it to try. And so we took it home and I cut it up and I like did my little like we looked up how to do like a oval shape thing and we got it done. And I had spray paint. I had black and white spray paint. So I just spray painted it black. Or sorry, spray painted it white first, and then I did the shape, and then spray painted it black,
Oh,
and it
nice.
turned out
Nice.
great.
They look amazing.
Yeah, nobody knew.
I didn't
Nobody
even know it
knew.
was metal. Wow. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
nobody knew that it was like homemade until we told them. Uh, and then like I think it was like 3 days after the party. I think it was like on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Uh, we got the suits. We got the costumes in the mail.
Oh,
And
what?
the funny thing is, the helmets that they sent us are
Yeah.
literally just like head socks. They sucked. It sounds like I'm so glad we made them because our costumes turned out so much better than what we paid for. So luckily we found somebody that needed to buy them, so they got it, and that was that. But yeah, that was
Shout out
it was
to
quite the
Home
adventure.
Depot right there.
Yeah, man. Home Depot came in
Clutch.
in clutch. So Home Depot sponsor us because we're sending people your way.
They want to make their own Squid Games.
Yeah. So
Dang, no, that was good.
yeah, we had a very successful party. I think we had 20 people total.
And they
And
had
I
all the
felt
games too.
the games were super fun.
Like
We
it's
mod
pretty. I was looking because we were watching the show and then got to the glass part because I saw your Facebook story or Instagram story with the pieces of paper on the ground.
Mhm.
I was like, "What the heck is this?" And then it didn't click
Oh,
until we saw the episode, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is what it is."
So we tried modifying some of them because obviously we can't fully recreate them. Uh, so we had to modify a couple of the games. Also because I knew that, especially for you, because I knew that you hadn't seen it, you want to watch it. I'm like, I don't want to spoil the games, but I'm like, I like we talked about it and we're like, it's not like a full spoil. Uh, because like I think the point of the show is like how tense it gets. It's
It's
not so much about knowing what the game is, although that's a
yeah,
part of it, but
like it didn't
it's more of
spoil
like,
anything, really.
yeah.
Like it
So
spoiled
we're
the
like,
game, but it didn't spoil who made it and who didn't make it and all that stuff.
or what happens in
Or what
yeah.
happened, yeah.
So
So
um so I felt kind of bad, but at the same time I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. Um but yeah, it was a very fun night. Oh my goodness.
it was really good. Good job on
So
that,
yeah,
both of
thank
you.
you. But yeah, I was worried that I was gonna spoil something for you, but I'm glad I didn't.
Like, and it was
But
funny though. It was because we got half of it. We got the first game, which was the red light, green light, and
mhm.
I think I saw in the trailer they did play.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
did see two trailers actually. The one where they were all like begging to get out to quit, and then the
mhm.
second one was the red light, green light. So I
Yeah.
already knew that game. And then we played the cookie one at your place. And I was like, what's going on? What shape to pick? You know?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that was kind of cool because at the same time, like I don't know what the shapes meant, so I just picked whatever. And then I realized how it mattered which one you picked, you know?
Mhm.
And then we watched the show and you're like, oh my gosh, I know exactly how they feel because, you know, you have no
So
idea
we
what it's on.
so you're what you're saying is that we enhance
You
your
enhanced.
experience.
Yep. Yep.
Dude, that's awesome. I that's cool to hear that. Yeah.
It was really
Uh,
good.
So okay,
Now we should
so
talk about the
tell
show.
yeah, let's talk about the show. So what are your thoughts? What's going
Oh
on through your
man.
head?
Like towards, let's see. I guess let's talk about the ending. All right.
Okay.
Um And I was talking to Brittany about this. Like the show could have ended with him going on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, his arc didn't really quite complete, and but the fact that they wanted to set it up for a second season made sense for them to do that. It's like literally the last 10 seconds of the show where they set up for the next season.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking it's such a good show in that just season one is a good show by itself. You don't even need that setup, you know? And then
Yeah.
Britt brought up, I was like, oh, to him to just let that go after a year, he being such a good-hearted person, to just let that go and, you know, let the deaths and all that stuff continue to happen wouldn't make sense. So it did make sense that they had to do a second season.
But you're pro second season then.
I am worried.
That it might get to their heads and it might
Yeah.
be too like
It's
it's
such a
not
good formula that they had. And they packed a lot. Like a lot of
Mhm.
concepts. Like I didn't expect them to like explore the whole system behind the scenes where they burn the bodies and, you know, the VIP portions. You know, you would imagine they would save that for like second season. Learning more about the
like what's going on
yeah,
behind,
right?
yeah.
Like they could have easily just did season one, just strictly the games, no idea what's going on. But the fact that they explored that like made the show even more richer. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think showing like all the perspectives, that's what really shows. Like that's what made it so good.
Right?
Um I do have to say that when the VIP show up and they're like American or something, their acting was not the best.
Yeah.
But it was
I noticed that with a lot of Asian movies that hire Americans, they're not the best actors.
yeah, I think they're just like, oh, like American, yes. Sorry. Yeah. But but it was still good. Like I still enjoyed seeing that part of it and that the dude that was hitting on the cop, like that, ugh, that was he's a creepy guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty creepy guy.
Like that's the thing is like I feel like it throws so many different emotions at you, and even in one episode where you can feel like sad, happy, stressed, and grossed out all in like within 50 minutes or however long the episodes are. Um, as far as like going into season two, I don't know how I feel about it. Like ugh, yeah, I don't know because like I as much as I want to see what would happen after. Sorry, I bumped
Earthquake.
my desk. As much as I would want to see it, I feel like season two will be nothing like season one, right?
Yeah.
Because in season one, we're just going through the players and everything, but the way it ends is him saying like, "Nah, I'm not gonna let this go by. Like, I'm coming after all of you." So it would be kind of hard to go into a season two and do exactly the same thing as season one. So, or can you like, are you able to do the same thing again and then just have him as a protagonist and just go through what he's going through? Like, what is he doing? Did he sign up again and now he's trying to kill everybody? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
the
that's what I was unsure
it's
about.
gotta be a different formula for season two. So
They have to take it in a new direction. Just
yeah, to keep it fresh. Because
yeah,
if you just try to repeat the same thing again, it's gonna feel redundant, in my opinion. So I'm like, So I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they take it in a different direction. If they do,
like are they gonna go like John Wick, where he just goes on a killing spree?
well, you know what I hope they do.
Hmm.
I hope they. I mean, he's a nobody, right? He
Yeah.
has a lot of money,
Yep.
but he barely made it alive. Like there's a lot of luck involved. So I hope they don't do that where he goes all John Wick on them because it's not like he's got the experience or anything like
No.
that. So that would be a little unbelievable. But I feel like there is a way in which he can use like very domestic skills to manipulate everything else. Kind of like
MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Do
Yeah.
you get what I'm
No,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was thinking, like, we were talking about it, like, how do you, because even if they did do the John Wick thing, it still wouldn't make sense for his character. He wasn't even willing to kill the last guy, right?
yeah.
So it makes him
Yeah.
want to just suddenly kill everyone else. So that doesn't make sense. The
Yeah.
theory
So
that, yeah,
he would just have to be like a wits person. Like not like taking a revenge or anything like that by killing them, but by being smarter than them and making them kill themselves.
my
That I think would
theory,
be good.
my theory is they could either take it two directions. One where he goes in as a VIP because now that he has the money, and he doesn't have to reveal his identity because they can wear masks.
Mhm.
Secondly, or they take it where he plays again, but he has an advantage because now he can kind of predict what's gonna happen. Because here's the thing: if they did the cop thing, they could have easily done the cop thing, but they used it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he could have easily did the cop thing for season 2, but the fact that they did it already in season 1, it's kind of
Hmm.
gonna be a repeat,
Yeah, so you don't want to do that. That's
right?
the dangerous part of going into season 2 with a show of this caliber. It's like
Yeah,
you have to really change it up. Otherwise, it's not going to be good.
that's why I'm worried.
Um, but I mean, I
Like,
don't know. We'll see. We'll see because we don't even know if they're going to do a season 2, right? Or is it confirmed?
uh, I don't know. They could
I don't.
easily do like, because I hope they take it as, you know how like Alien and Aliens are two different movies. One directed by I forgot who, and the second one was directed by James Cameron, which is more action packed. They're
Oh,
two
you're right.
separate movies. Alien is like horror, second is action. And they're two
You're right.
separate
You're right.
movies. And I'm hoping they kind of do the same thing with this first season being the great show it is, and then the second season being a whole different show
But
in the same
w-
universe, but being just as amazing.
with Alien and Aliens, was it the same writer though?
I don't remember.
Because did you hear that the writer of Squid Games had the script written in 2009, I think they said.
Wow.
So he's had the script for a long time, and according to this article that I read, and according to a couple of TikToks that I watched, this guy had been trying to. Oh, it was on Reddit. Sorry, not TikTok. This guy had been trying to get the script to turn into a show for all these years, and nobody wanted to take up on the show
What?
until
Wow. Okay.
Netflix decided, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Interesting.
Which is why it's a Netflix original in Korean. It's because none of the Korean um, companies wanted to take it, and I'm guessing that a lot of the American companies also didn't want to take up on the job. So Netflix is like, yeah, let's do it. And now it's like what the number one most watched show on Netflix.
Oh
Like
my gosh, right?
that is insane. Like to think that is the number one most watched in the history of Netflix, which means in the history of streaming, because Netflix was the first one, right?
Were you
Or
talking about
second
like
one.
that 10 top 10 on the,
No,
or like in general?
ever.
Wow.
Squid Games has the most
Congrats.
views.
Clap to that.
Yeah, they're literally number one.
Like I want
And
to watch it
so,
again already.
really,
And that's breaking my rules. Usually I have a
to
rule where I only watch a show once and then
a year,
at
right?
least a year to watch it again. But I really want to
Yeah,
watch it again.
yeah. Um, yeah. So I don't know. Um, like I would be interested to see what they want to do, and if it would be the same writer, if he already has the idea of what to do in season 2. I don't
2009
know.
though? Oh man. That's a big gap.
Yeah,
Like you have, that's a big gap.
that's reaching Avatar
Yeah.
uh timeline where like the first Avatar came out in what 2007 7?
I
When did
don't
Avatar come
remember.
out? When did Avatar come out?
Oh, that's
So
true. It came out like
oh, 2009 and Avatar 2. So that's the thing is like we knew that Avatar was going to be like a 4 or 5 movie thing like shortly after
I
the first
didn't
one
know
came out.
that.
So oh yeah, I knew that. So
Jeez.
um Avatar 2 comes out December of 2022. Avatar 3 comes out December of 2024. So those two are
Oh
already
my,
like slated.
holy
And then
smokes.
I think there's gonna be, man, how many did he say? It was like a ridiculous number. I think it was like 7 or 8 or something
Oh,
like that.
come on, how can
I
you?
I don't know.
That's
But
too
I mean,
much.
it seems like James Cameron already had the stories written. That's James Cameron,
Yeah.
right? Also, I apologize that my lighting keeps changing. My white balance is kind of off the charts right now. What was I saying? Yeah, he had the story, and his reason was our technology
Oh
or
yeah, I
the
heard
people
that.
or something like that. It's like not ready for it yet. I'm limited by the technology of today. Uh, so now he's gonna, yeah. Now he's working on Avatar 2 and 3.
That's see,
It's a lot.
I mean, let's see. I'm sure there was a lot of revisions on the 2009 script, but the general idea is probably still there
Yeah.
to make it modernized, which is interesting. Because when did Hunger Games was that pre 2009? That had to have been like post 2009. I'm not sure because it's such an original idea. I'm
Hunger
surprised.
Games. So 2012 is when the movies came out,
See,
which
look
means
at that.
but the books came out. They must have come out earlier, but I don't think they came out um that much earlier. I feel like Hunger Games books. God dang it,
Uh,
I cannot type. So the book 2008
hmm.
is
So
when the first
maybe
one
there's a
came out.
possibility he wrote Squid Game after Hunger Games. I don't know.
So you
That's
think he read it
stretch.
and he's like, oh.
Let's take it to the next level.
And you know what? Maybe that's the reason why like companies were saying no to it. Maybe they're like, no, Hunger Games just came out. Like this seems like a, you know,
I'm sure they're kicking themselves now.
yeah, they probably are.
Man, I hope they
So,
don't Americanize it though.
oh yeah, I hope not
Did you?
either.
By the way, did you watch it in dub or?
No, I watched it in Korean.
I really wanted to watch it in Korean.
You didn't?
Watched it though.
Why?
Brit doesn't like subtitles. But the good thing is that that's a perfect reason to watch it again. Because here's the thing.
Um,
Here's the problem with the dub. The dub, some of the voice acting there was kind of, it was okay.
the the emotions don't translate very
Exactly.
well.
Exactly.
Like the tones, the voices, I feel like it matters a lot. And
The
I feel like
accentuation of how they say it.
the the subtitles will make, I mean, even though it's not an exact translation, they'll make a better translation than the English dub. Because in
Localized.
English,
Yeah.
when they dub it, they have to make sure the narrative fits what they're like how long they're talking.
Yep.
Because they're not just gonna say like, 2 words and then the English translation is like 7 words. They're gonna find a way to shorten that into the same time of them talking,
Yeah, there was some
right?
minor changes. I did rewatch, like after we watched that, like I wanted to watch it again. But I did rewatch the old man scene, the last old man scene, as
Yeah.
well as the intro. And I'm surprised the dub actually uses the subtitles. So what you were watching the subtitles is what they were saying with the dub.
Oh,
So it was pretty close.
okay. All
But
right.
the only thing I was missing was like that the delivery wasn't as great. You could tell like as I was watching, I was like, man, I'm sure the Korean would the the actual voices provided more emotion than what the American dub did. So, which kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But the
So
thing was that, and also a lot of it was missing was like reverb. Like there was points where there were moments when they were like in a very echoey place in the cave. And there's no reverb, and you're
yeah,
like,
but
oh my gosh,
that
come
felt kind
on.
of weird.
It was weird. So
Um, so when, whoa, it's got really pink.
are you
When did
blushing?
you, Nani? Um, at what point did you realize, okay, this is gonna be a good show?
Um,
Like, was it straight up from like episode one, or was it like the end of episode one, episode two?
I think by the end, no, right into it. I was hooked right into it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
hooked right away.
Uh,
You?
and yeah, mine was from episode one. Like from the games. When the
Yeah.
game started, I was like, oh, like this is intense. Um, what was your favorite episode?
Oh my gosh, can't do that to me. I don't know. I liked all of them. There were so many. I like the episodes that made you think something was gonna happen in terms of like how the game was gonna work, but then they twisted. Just like the marbles episode. What happened?
My headphones unplugged.
You can't hear me?
No, I can hear you now. Wow, that was some strange tech difficulty there going on.
But the marble episode,
Episode.
right? Like
Yeah.
the assumption was that when you pair up, you're gonna play the game together. But right when you make that assumption, they twisted right at the marble episode that once these players learn, oh, you need to team up, they flip it where that your teammate is actually one you're gonna play. And I was like, oh, that's such smart
Well,
writing.
and that's the thing about the glass platform ones.
Yeah.
That one had me on edge because I mean you're going into his thoughts, right? Like they have the players pick a vest from 1 to 18, and then he's thinking like I could go for 1 and I would be the first one, but it could be a game where like if you're the first one, you're the first one out, and I could go last. But if I go last, then it's a time-based game, then that decreases my chances of survival. And as he's thinking all these things, people are already picking up the numbers, and it's just kind of like it's such an intense situation because it's like I understand what he's thinking, and my reasoning would be the same, but I would definitely go for the middle.
That's what I was thinking too. And I was thinking, yeah, and that's why everyone picked the middle,
Yeah, but the fact that he got the last one,
which was
oh, because
the
because
best.
didn't he pick number one?
He did, and he
And then yeah, and then the
traded
guy
it.
comes over and he's like, "Hey, all my life I've never had charge of my life. Please let me do this. Like let me take charge of my life and live for once." And then he's the first one to die. Uh,
He
it's
looks back at him.
intense.
He's like, "Oh shoot, do you wanna
Yeah.
do you wanna switch back?"
Yeah. I think that was probably the most intense game for me. Was that one. Um,
The marbles, I think that was the most dilemma I had with his decision to lie to the old man.
yeah, that was hard too, but at the same time I'm like, if what do you do though? Like the guy's pretending to be uh
Dementia.
yeah,
Well, we don't learn
he
that till later.
right, but that's the thing is like you as a player, I mean, he picked him because he cared for him. Nobody wanted to play
Yeah,
with him,
yeah.
and he went to him after denying the other person, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to be my teammate?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then they learn that they have to play, and then one of them will die. The loser dies, right? And then the old man starts to fake dementia. So it's like you as the same person, if you see your player faking dementia, or not faking it, but having dementia, not understanding what's going on, and if you both lose, you both die. Yeah, I think I would take advantage of the situation. Because I want to survive. Like I don't want to die based on someone losing their mind. Like at that point,
Right,
it's
right,
like,
right.
well, like you're kind of SOL, right?
Which is crazy
Um,
because the fact that he did pick him gave him like an out. Because the old man was always meant to give his marbles.
yeah,
He was always meant to die by game 4.
yeah,
My theory. Because he knew if he made it through, I don't know. He could have made it to game 5. Nah, probably not. Could
yeah.
you
I feel
imagine
like
him in game 5? He would have not made it through game 5.
I
He was too
feel
fragile.
like, yeah, I feel like he got lucky. Honestly, like the only reason the old man survived as far as he did is because of our main guy.
Yeah.
Because, oh, sorry, because he looked after him, he took care of him, and he wanted to make sure that he was always, good.
I changed my mind about that old man so many times. You're
Um,
like, oh, and then you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, and you're like, what? Like you're like even until like the very final reveal that he's like part of the VIPs, you're like, what the heck?
yeah.
I was like sad for you. I was sad for when you peed your
I
pants.
I know. That episode is just so freaking sad. And then what's his name? Ajit-
Uh-oh. We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Oh
Everybody.
no. Bro. No. Okay. So,
Guys,
hey
we just had
guys.
a you want to say it?
Yeah. We had some tech difficulties with the streaming. Our audios got a little wacky.
Garbled.
Yeah.
Never used that
So,
word before.
yeah, I don't know what that means, but I get what you're meaning. Um, yeah, but we know what we were talking about. So I'm just gonna say what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
saying that that episode was really sad because um like I'm talking about the Marvel episode. Majid,
Gion?
the the
Oh.
Pakistani guy.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That
So
was sad one.
what was his name? I forget his name, and I'm sorry. I should be better, but I suck at names. And as we said this morning, or this at the beginning of this episode, my memory sucks. Um,
Uh Ali.
Ali.
Abdul.
So Ali was probably the most wholesome
He was.
character
Yeah.
of them all. He always looked out for everybody else, and he is like, "We have a good team.
He was
We're
super
gonna
respectful
survive this
too.
together." Yeah, and he got it dirty, bro. Like, that made me really sad. The way he died made me really sad. The way the two girls got to know each other, and then one of them had to die, also made me really sad.
That was just a depressing episode.
Yeah, it was such a heavy episode.
Yeah.
But again, like you basically eliminate half of the players. Um, but with the old guy, again, I feel like your life is on the line, and if you don't win the game, I mean, you're gonna die. So like, yeah, at the end of the game, it's like, oh, he was alive, like he was faking it all along, but to what end? So what was the other guy supposed to do? Just be like, okay, here you go, all my marbles, and then he gets spared? Like, that's the thing, is like, you don't know that.
The thing is, they don't
Y-
show, like, it wasn't until we got the card that said, you're Ganbu, right? It wasn't until I read that I was like, wait a second, we never saw him get shot.
Yeah, he's the one guy that we don't see get
Yeah.
killed. He goes out of frame. And
Yep.
you like, artistically, as a filmmaker and as a viewer, I appreciate the way they did it, because it's like, yeah, you don't want to see him die. Like,
Exactly, right?
he's a nice old
Yeah.
guy that, like we all cared for because he was like, I mean, he peed himself, and I was like, did he really pee
Did he?
himself?
Yeah. Did he really pee
Like
himself?
I've seen some theories, some videos where they talk about how he was manipulating the whole show, like the pee, and then somebody pointed out that you can see the water bottle next to him, and it's like empty. So it's like,
Oh
was it even pee?
wow. That's. I
And
assume that's what I used. Was
and
the
and
water bottle?
then during the first riot, the old man gets up and he's like, please stop, like this needs to stop. He's like freaking out. So as a viewer, you're like, oh man, like yeah, poor guy, like he's scared. But if you watch that scene again, the host or the leader of the games or whatever, he sees that and he's like, stop the games or stop the riot. And that's because he doesn't want him to die. He
Oh.
sees him through the infrared camera and he hears
Yeah.
him and he's like, please stop the games. And so he listens and he's like, oh yeah, if he's scared, then we need to stop this.
Do you think he really was scared then?
Yeah. During the games, yeah, I think he was afraid that he was gonna die. So he's like, no, 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 like we need to stop this.
Wait a second. Now I have a question now. Is he the mastermind or just that's
I don't think he's a mastermind. I think he really is just a VIP.
he was a VIP that wanted to play?
Yeah, he just wanted to play because he was bored.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't think he was ever meant to die.
Right.
And so if he was feeling scared and he like was screaming and saying, "Please stop the game! Like, please stop this," I think the game host was like, "Okay, yeah, like we don't want him to die because he's a VIP." So they stop. They
Right.
stop the riot.
Interesting. Yeah,
I
man,
know.
thinking about it now, like there was a lot of like I'm trying to
Yeah,
like
like
trace back.
that's the thing is like now that we know, watching it again, it's like watching it from a different perspective.
Right.
So you'll probably find all these things that you didn't really think about before.
It's funny because I rewatched it, right? And it was the part where that annoying girl, forgot her name. She was so annoying.
Oh yeah,
But
she
she
was.
was like begging, "Oh, I haven't named my child yet." And then
Oh
you're
yeah,
thinking, like I was like realizing, "Oh my gosh, she probably lied about that just to
yeah,
manipulate."
yeah. We were thinking the same thing that she was just lying about it. So
I was like, "Man, that's what made me want to rewatch the show." Like it was so good. Even the part where so there was this detail, right, where the front man realizes that the policeman is there, right?
mhm.
So there's a shot when because he's under a lot of stress, supposedly a lot of stress with this intruder, right? The phone rings and he reaches the phone. His hand hesitates. Your initial thought, okay, he's nervous about um, this intruder. Picking up the phone, yada yada yada. Places the phone the other way, and then goes to the front and it says, "I know you're here." You watch knowing that again, you're like, oh, he's not stressed about the call. He's noticing the receivers the other way. I was like,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah,
that's so good. That's such a good
yeah,
detail.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a good show. So yeah, I hope that if they do a season two, I hope they do it justice, and it's a good show.
Here's my
I'm sure
theory.
they will.
Either they're going to take it another way, and I was telling Britt this would be a really good way to end the show. He
Okay.
has all this money, right?
Mm.
I think he gave half to the friend.
The mom, the
Yeah,
friend's mom.
that's what he meant by the money he owes because they were supposed to win together. Anyway, besides that, um, he can become a VIP, right? I think he's gonna be presented an opportunity to be a front man. And then he has to either choose to accept being the front man or to reject it. And to play to his character of how good hearted he has another opportunity to, choose the better way, not be the front man. Because if you think about it, the front man was a winner previously, right? And then he chose to be the front man. So now Guion is going to be presented with this opportunity to either be the next front man or to reject it. I think that'd be a really good way to like end the show.
Ooh, interesting, interesting. Would you be sad if they decided to not do a season 2 and they just ended it there?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I
The
guess so
story
too.
is complete. Like it's everything's tied off to the end, except the part where he doesn't get the mother from North Korea.
Yeah. Uh, and speaking of the end, how do you feel about his red hair?
You know, yeah, it was so weird. I mean, you could tell it's a wig, but my guess is that he's wearing the red because he has all his money. He's wearing the blood of, all the players that died as a way to honor them or respect them and wear it on his head. That's my theory on why.
Good theory. Mine was just that he's like whatever.
Disguising.
Like, yeah, he's just like, yeah, this is who I am now. I'm rich. I can do whatever I want.
Or it could be the
Which I
reference
mean,
to the soldiers and the guards.
yeah, it could be because it seems like the soldiers were also in part like victims.
Yeah, that was surprising. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like they didn't need to explore that for season one. They could have easily explored that for season two. That the reveal that all these triangles or
Yeah, it's the circles. Yeah,
circles are all these slaves essentially. Like that would have been a good
yeah.
reveal for season two. But the fact that they put it in season one, I mean, it made season one really good because there's so many ideas that just got packed into one season.
It just keeps you guessing all the time.
Yeah. Oh man. Like Guion doesn't even know that. So that's
Yeah,
something they could explore. Which is
yeah,
weird because they already did with the policemen, so I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know where they can.
yeah. But it's true though. Like he doesn't know.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't know that the guards are not necessarily like evil. They're just following orders. So maybe that could be a twist too, where he gets himself stuck in a situation where he's going to take revenge, but then he realizes that they're not all necessarily bad people.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's in a non-stop train to kill them all, and now he's got to figure out a way to separate killing innocent people from not killing innocent people. Or maybe he kills a lot of them to the point where he's like, everything I came back to do, like, oh, dang it. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a twist of like, yeah, I'm here to avenge all the people that have been killed by killing all of you, and now that I've killed all of you, I realize that a lot of you were actually innocent, then therefore I've turned into the thing that I swore to destroy,
Yeah,
kind
that,
of
that
thing.
that would be a good thing. Or it could go like straight up Breaking Bad, where he's a good guy and then turns into a bad guy by season 3 or 4. He embraces it.
Oh, so now we're gonna go into season 4, and
Because there has to be a reason why the winner ended up being the next frontman. Like after going
ooh,
through that,
so
how
so
why would you want to be a frontman?
yeah, so that is a good point. Like maybe the front man was also something must have happened because I'm sure he didn't love the games despite him like winning.
He killed his
I
own
feel like
brother for the sake of the game.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
where did this like
Yeah.
why?
Why? Right?
Maybe season 2 will be a prequel, and then season 3 will be the follow up.
That would be good. That gives him time to think about season 3
Yeah,
because we still don't know how the soldiers got there. I'm
yeah.
pretty sure,
We still don't know a lot of things.
right? Squares and triangles, we know they're in charge. They were probably hired or they were soldiers once. I don't know. I don't know.
These are good theories. I guess we'll find out in maybe a year.
Maybe. Oh, did you know the release
Well,
dates?
no, I'm assuming that Netflix would want to release like in a year.
I hope they don't rush it.
So you want them to take 2 years?
Yeah, you need to
More
take
like a movie?
time. Yeah, take time.
I mean, we do have a lot of shows going on all the time that I feel like we are never bored really with entertainment and shows and movies.
Yeah, we have a
Except,
lot of catching up to do with other shows.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of shows that Amber and I need to start watching. Starting with Breaking Bad, and then probably moving on
Wait,
to
you haven't seen
Dexter.
Breaking Bad?
I've seen it. She
Okay, then
hasn't.
Ozark. You need to see Ozark too.
Ozark.
That's another
Okay,
good
I've
one.
heard about that one. Is that the one with Jason Bateman?
Yep,
Okay,
it's really good.
yeah, heard about that. Yeah, there's a few shows that there's a few shows that I've seen that she hasn't that I know are good. Breaking Bad is being one of them. I really want her to watch Dexter. Dexter's a little bit more
We
morbid,
tried
but
watching that.
it's good though. Like it's so freaking good.
I
And
think
it's the
maybe
same
because
thing.
we only saw like 3 episodes, and we're like, and we
A
had other
little too
shows
much.
that were tandem, so
Was
maybe.
it was it too bloody or was it too nudie?
Uh, it was just too slow.
Blasphemy.
And I think it's because we were probably spoiled with all the other shows at the time.
I mean, to be fair, I thought Breaking Bad was kind of slow at first.
Yeah. Like with my rewatches, I'm like, man, it takes a while for it to pick up actually. That's why my dad couldn't get into it for a while. And then
Yeah.
once he did, like he was like texting us all the time. He was like super excited, which is
Yeah,
funny.
so which is why I want to force her to watch it.
Oh,
It's
she'll
like
love
the
it.
word we're
She
watching this now. Now.
I would say Squid Game's like up there with Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Squid Games was definitely like
It's that
it's a
good.
good show. It was so good that we were able to plan and we were excited to plan the Halloween party based off of it.
Yeah.
Like it was that good. So, um, all right. Well, we are
Well, guys,
grateful
yeah.
for everybody joining us today. We apologize for the tech difficulties. Hopefully, you don't get to experience it the way we did. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you liked our episode, please don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Let us know your thoughts on Squid Game.
Did you
I
enjoy
mean,
the show?
yeah, did you like the show? Did you hate it? What was your favorite episode?
Favorite character?
Um,
Most hated character?
did we miss any fun facts? I mean, I'm sure we did. I'm sure there's a ton of them.
Oh, we'd have to do another episode.
Yeah, we'll probably
I
will have to
can't
do a second
not talk
episode.
about Squid Game.
Next week, maybe.
Maybe.
No, we'll see what we have for next week. We have something in store for you. And yeah, thanks again. Anything else, Gabe?
No. Thanks for
All right.
watching. Thanks for listening.
Alrighty, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
See you.